Hello and welcome back to Jesse's Vintage Garage. And we got this 60 motor transmission lump sitting here, and we're going to work on trying to get that to fit into the frame. Now this stuff all came to me together, so it should actually go right in. But before I go and have this frame all painted, I want to make sure this fits in there, so if there's any sort of modification for some reason, we can make it. So let's see how this goes. So this whole lump has all been removed together. So there's a good chance that we can just put this all back in together. But I don't know if that'd be the proper way of doing things when this is all fixed up and done. Probably not. We'll probably do it all step by step. But anyway, we're going to just see if we can set this in here like this now. That'll save us from having to tear this all the way apart when we're not ready yet. But later down the road, we'll be starting to tear into each component here and so on like normal. But anyway. Yeah, so this part here mounts in the frame back here. And we have a piece that sits here that hooks onto the frame up here in the front and then goes onto this together. And then there's the bottom center one that goes through. So, well, we did lay it on its side and we tried manipulating the frame into it and it wouldn't go. I mean, we tried all different angles and stuff. And I think technically when this gets all put together, the transmission and the plates are in the frame, and then of course the primary wouldn't be in there because there's like this little notch in the back of the primary, and we don't want to break that off.
It was hitting.
And then it was hitting. So we'll probably end up. And then also another point is that on these S plates, I call them S plates, but they got like a little notch here. And it's open, so I'm thinking that this could be sitting in the frame, and then we just drop the motor down inside this cradle part. Kind of like a Norton in a way. So, and then we just put these through motor studs through here, and there we are. So hopefully we can try it that way. So I got the lump sitting on the table here. Of course, we've been working on some panhead stuff and so on, and we're kind of at a point now that we kind of want to mess on this some more. And but anyways, there's a good chance that this motor might have been in a different frame and not really the frame that we got with the bike, because before 1960, a lot of the bottom part of the frame was open and it would actually mount to this. So there's a good chance that the person who had this had it on a chopper or bobber or something and had a rigid frame on here and had all kinds of modifications, and it came apart like this. And he wanted to, maybe the guy was wanting to put it back to original, and that's why all them parts are around. I don't know the whole story for sure. I never will. But I don't want to speculate too much. But it's kind of neat to kind of put a story together on what might be or what might have been and what could be. But I know what we're going to be doing. So we're going to work on taking this apart now and separating the two pieces here. Like on Norton's, there's an individual transmission and engine. So first off, we're going to probably take the primary outer and inner all apart, of course. Then we can get to these bolts back here, because this is going to have to go back together the same kind of the way that we're taking it apart. Yeah, then to get the magneto off, we have to be able to go into the timing cover on the other side and unhook the gear and stuff. And the bolts and stuff are the nut that's holding it on. So yeah, anyway. And when we go to rebuild this engine and stuff, I'm going to put the different timing cover on. I remember you probably seen it in the first video. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I want to make sure that this motor fits into that 60 frame. That way, like we were saying before, like the 60 frame needs to be messed with. We can mess with it before it does get painted. Okay, so before we get too carried away with tearing this all apart, the head, I have it sent away right now. I took it down and have it worked on and get rebuilt. So when we get it back, that'll be exciting to see what that looks like, and all is went into having that fixed up, made better. So let's go ahead and start getting ready to take this apart. So with this being a T120, of course, we know that this doesn't have the Thunderbird logo on it like the Thunderbird would have had, of course. A lot of the screws are missing from this cover. So we got a posi drive one here, and we had like an Allen or something. Yeah, an Allen right there. Ain't gonna take much to take this cover off, so let's go ahead and get that going. And then, yeah, I got a lot of replacement parts down the road when we go to put it back together. That's gonna really doll this up, make it look nice again. Okay, so we know for sure this is a 60 primary cover because the 59 would have been more pronounced and pointed here and more teardrop shaped before this part where the foot peg goes. And it's kind of rough. I mean, it might clean up pretty good. I mean, it's not beat up too horrible. I mean, there's some deep scratches here and there. I do have a different one. We're going to compare apples to apples and see which one's better, or primary covers to primary covers. Anyways, there's a little bit of some damage here on the inside. Something, you know, that nut must have come loose at one time or something. This is a T1600 or 1601 part number. So, and that in the 60 book makes it a primary cover for a T110, T120, and TR6. So we're looking good there. I mean, on being an accurate part. And the gasket surface looks really well. Okay, the primary guts. So this is the inner primary, and that's the correct number for the T1600 is the correct number according to the parts book in 1960 for the T120 and TR6 engines and motorcycles. Single row chain, which is correct and normal. Yeah, the clutch, can't really tell if it looks like it's probably functional. It's loose, it's not like all seized up. And it's a 4-stud system, and it's got brass nuts in it, which was typical and correct back then. We're probably going to upgrade this to the steel nuts, so that way the threads don't rip out, because that's what commonly happens on these brass nuts. It's the stud coming through for the foot peg. This is in pretty good shape yet. Threads are all inside that. The stator and alternator unit. Now this looks like original equipment yet. There is some different ones out there of these where you can actually put an updated system in here so you can run 12 volt. I want to run 12 volt in this bike. So I'm probably going to end up changing this out so I can run a modern like 66 and later stator and rotor. So as long as I find decent ones of that, I should be able to do that sort of an idea. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's original stuff. So I mean, I'll dig into that some more and figure it out. But it's got Lucas on there. I mean, that's a good sign. This might have been modified, or that's how it was. And these wires are kind of cloth yet, with like some sort of coating over them. So this might actually had functioned at one not too long ago, even though years have gone by it sitting around. But it probably was running when they took it out, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, we keep going forward here. We got to take all this off, and then we got to get this cover off. So this chain must have been loose for a long period of time, because we got like some wear right here. The outer primary cover has wear on a couple of the, yeah, like right here. It's supposed to be round all the way around. Yeah, so this chain's been loose for a while. It was ran like this. And then the other thing is, it's not supposed to be notched like that. That is actually worn down when it was getting ready to cut the wires. So, I mean, that's not cool. But it's just that the other thing is, also this has a chain oiler built into it. It's got a little drip tray right here. It grabs the oil and shoots it out of a weep hole back here, and that's what this piece is right here. It's a chain oiler for the rear chain. This will still be open with the new system in it, but
it had an adjuster screw here.
Yeah,
and it's threaded. And what you would do, it'd have a pointer, and it would go in there, and it would pinch that off or open it up a little.
Yeah, so we can put an adjuster in there and just close it off, just so that it's closed off. But otherwise, we just leave it, whatever. But yeah. But anyways, that's what we're gonna work on, getting this apart now, and just wanted to point those couple things out real quick. We got the stator and stuff all off, and now we're getting ready to pull this off here, and got this loose. We just need to get it past the point where it like comes off.
And of course, the puller is set up in the wrong spot. There. Get on there.
There we go.
Jesus.
We got it. Need a little bit extra effort. What was that?
There's a key. I pulled it out.
There, it's right there. Key.
Don't lose it. Now, I would imagine this is probably the same way. Oh no, it's blind.
Yeah, it's blind.
Like the
I
regular.
thought maybe it was in the picture, but
where is the master link? See it anywhere?
that's I was
Here,
looking
here.
for. Oh,
It's
it
right
is.
here. Well, no, maybe it ain't.
It just looks different than the rest.
Yeah.
It's gotta be it.
No, it's there, but it's on the inside, for Christ's sakes.
There must have been a good idea with putting the master link to the inside, but yeah, I don't know. Not for taking it back apart. No, it doesn't. We rotated it around, so the pistons did go up and down. So that's a good sign. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's there. Ouch. Don't hurt myself. I don't like to bleed.
You almost need like a screwdriver a flat screwdriver that's bent over a little bit.
I did bleed.
Yeah, you broke yourself. Huh?
Dang it. Yeah,
We were able to I was able to grab just a little tip right there and push up and out. I don't know. It's just game party. It sucked, but it worked out. Otherwise, we could have adjusted the transmission and actually just made it really loose and pulled it off.
Is it in gear? Yeah, it's in gear. But still, makes funny sounds.
Yeah, it does. Do you want to try moving a gear or? Doesn't want to Huh.
And it does this.
Yeah. Well, the belt drive's gonna come with a whole new hub.
Yeah,
New
but it's,
clutch basket. I mean.
I think it's mostly in this thing.
Huh, we'll see. We're gonna take it apart and look at it though. We need to reuse maybe this piece, the diaphragm piece here, or not really diaphragm, but the outer cover, and then and probably this first plate. But otherwise, yeah.
Looks like they tried to get that shaft out of there before.
Huh.
It's got vice grip marks all over it.
Yeah, weird. There we go. Gear's coming off. Need a little bit of some mechanical advantage.
Yeah, it pulled hard. Well, by hand, it wouldn't go at all.
Well, it's kind of ate up back there, but that might be okay yet.
I don't know what's going on there. They punched it.
Yeah, I see all the peen marks.
They punched it to tighten up something.
That?
Yeah, but it didn't stay. It's a seal. It's to keep the seal in place. Huh. Well.
Okay.
Gonna have to deal with that.
So originally, this is got one of them shock things in it. Yeah, I don't know what kind of shape it's in. Of course, I got all new rubbers for that and everything. According to the parts book, it's supposed to have one. So we're gonna see how this. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we're getting closer to being able to get through here. Yeah, we're gonna need a magnet to pull these out or start them.
They might be all stuck together. Yeah, up over here. Opposite of where I'm at.
There it goes. And yeah, of
Really?
course, it's just throw around.
It's even got oil on it. Yeah, we might have to. We gotta pick it up.
When I was looking at the parts book, I noticed that there was like one less disc in this clutch compared to like the later 650s. So able to get the clutch discs out and metal discs out. And look at there, it came out all as a group. It's clutch pack.
Stuck.
But it's not supposed to be a pack. And then yeah, we're working on the first metal ring. I'm gonna figure out the way there.
Oh, Jesus.
There it goes.
A little roller is supposed to be in here.
Wow,
There's got to be some missing.
that is not cool.
No, that is definitely not cool.
So we had an over slap chain, and now we have this situation. So but anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna put all new good stuff in anyway. But yeah, we're just gonna tear this apart yet some more, and then we'll get to the point where we can take this apart. Oh, the other thing is, it's got Allen sockets holding this in. So it wasn't that long ago that this was actually probably worked on, but because Allen's didn't come out until, I don't know, not very. They wouldn't have been in this motor, is all I'm gonna say. I don't know for sure the year they came out, but they wouldn't have. This wouldn't have been what they would have used. That I can tell in the parts book or anything. All right, we got the nut loose and off. We're ready to take this shock absorber out and then see how bad wore out everything is. What the hell? All the
bearings.
No bearings are all gone. So they must have fell out sometime along the way. Completely out. I mean, they're gone totally. So when one goes, I guess they got loose enough for the rest to go. And I don't know where they're at because
They're not in there.
whatever.
Somebody assembled it wrong or something.
Yeah. So anyway. And it probably was not ran like that because it doesn't look like it's all wobbly, beat up by the Swiss stuff. So this is the door here. It's adjustable, slides. Yeah, so it kind of keeps a seal. There's our noise. It's that metal piece rubbing on that slide thing. Which I don't know if that's
normal or not.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
I got a tool for that. Well, see there, the bolt's too
Short?
short. Goes there. Wow. Okay, so looks like a 9/16 interesting. Might need a longer bolt.
That would help, maybe. Or if they're gonna take much to.
No, we need a longer bolt.
Yeah, we found out why this is all wobbly.
Yeah, this is supposed to be spring-loaded inward and holds this solid. Then your primary or your transmission could spin on this bushing, and the washer holds still. But that's supposed to keep oil and everything from running out.
Otherwise,
and so you can adjust it back and forth.
Yeah, because at this rate right here, we'd be making a hell of a noise.
Yeah, somebody bent that. Now we might be able to bend this back. I don't know.
I mean, it's riveted to the inner
Or
primary.
we buy a new one of these if it's available, or it's a different primary cover.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is I was looking at belt drive for this thing and see how much it was going to cost me, and it's not going to work for this unless you don't want to run like apparently running
the outer cover and an alternator. You know, if you got a generator motor, you can run generator and open belt drive. Then you can put a belt drive in it. Because by the time you put this on here and an alternator on there, you could only have a belt that's about 3/8 of an inch wide. That's why they had that single row chain that was only a size 40. It's only 1/2 inch wide.
Yeah.
And
wherever, oh, it's right here. Yeah.
It's only so you'd have to have a belt that wide. Otherwise, you can't run this bracket. If you look, how much distance is back here. See, it all has to happen within this little bit amount.
Oh yeah.
And the belt can't rub. And so
Well, I want a charging system.
yeah, so it all has to happen within a 1/2 inch or less. So most likely, I don't think anybody's going to make a 3/8 wide belt because the teeth won't last. So no, it's not. Unless you're going to run all chopper and pull this all off and just run open belt. And then you're going to have to come up with a generator.
Yeah, I mean that would be what the case would be because I mean we could have open everything and get rid of this cover and do like you're saying, but still don't have a charging system.
Or you shim everything out for an alternator way out here, and extend this bolt and and get an alternator on here and run the wire just open in between there and it would just run out there.
Yeah, because 60 T120s was like the first year of the alternator, so I mean.
But that alternator bracket's got to go to this.
Right.
So
that's what it mounts to. So
you'd have to cut this or so, I don't know.
It's not possible. So we're gonna have to get a new chain and some parts, but it's okay. I mean, I just didn't attack this yet because we didn't know what we're going to get involved with yet. So, I guess going forward, yeah, we're going to be putting this back as a chain drive, and is what it is.
With an updated alternator,
yeah,
12 volts.
Still want to do the 12 volt. Well, we got the inner primary cover off, and these bolts, these screw holes here, were supposed to be a posi drive screw, but they were Allen's. And in these older pre-unit motors, these are actually 1/4-20 threads, unlike the later bikes all got like 26 threads and so on. So that's probably why the guy went somewhere and actually could find a screw that fit in this thing actually back then, because you could, and that's probably why it's an Allen. I'm not too worried about putting Allens inside here, but I got all the correct screws for the outer primary cover because I want it to look right when it's together. So but I could find 3 more quarter posi drive ones that are 15/16 in length and make it work. But I got different seal and stuff, and we're really hoping that we can get this to stay in here. Sometimes these seals don't seal very well, and other bikes, they actually when they try to wet sump or whatever, they can actually pop out the seal because of the pressure. But there's chances we could like maybe even seal it in there somehow with something, but we'll think about that later down the road. All we have left now to get this crank out of the or this bottom end out of the group here is to remove these 2 studs here with nuts on each side, and then separate it from the rest of this. So we're gonna do that next, and we'll have our 2 separated pieces here. All right, we have the engine separated from the transmission. We have the frame up here, and we have the transmission kind of somewhat sitting in here. We got the correct spacer. Side plates are back on here, and they never took them off. And then we run the stud through here. That was a special stud too. That was the 4682 stud. And then on the bottom one here, we had to run the bolt through. The bolt comes from the other side. It holds the transmission pivots there, along with these adjusters here. And we have the studs holding the plate on up here. Now these adjusters were assembled by the person who had this before with a bunch of junk that doesn't belong, and it looks like this. It's just a big long bolt, 9/16 head.
Stuffed a nut in there.
He stuffed a nut inside of here, and then same on the other side. Now this is all special stuff here that goes installed here, and it's just right. I knew that this was messed up, so I had bought a kit to actually replace all this, and I bought a really nice one, stainless kit. Eurotrash sells that stuff. Here's the correct size stud that's supposed to go through here
This
instead of
isn't
that
right
little
either.
bolt.
This is an old mirror, to put a mirror on a handlebar to tighten it up. They used to have a strap on it, and they took 2 of these and it's clinched on the handlebar.
You are exactly right.
Yeah.
I do recognize you put 2 of them together.
Yep.
Okay, and then
Now this goes in here, you say it?
yeah,
Like
it goes in
that?
like that, and then it grips on and adjusts it. So we're just gonna put some of the hardware in here just so we can get this segment of mocking this up completed here.
We just want it to
So
fit.
we're gonna run the correct stud through here. We're not gonna
Hold on.
get too carried away with putting it all together properly, but we're gonna get the right stuff in, and then we'll get back and try putting the engine in and see how that goes. Okay, I got the stud going through, holding the tranny up here. It's a little bit loose yet, so it can move around. And then now we're about ready to put the engine down in here. So
We've got to put the bottom stud in the motor with the nuts already on it. And then we set the motor down in here and slip it into place with the nuts, and then you can tighten it with it, because you can't put the bolt through here with the frame rails in the way.
yeah, or we could have done a little bit differently. It might have been, I don't know if we could have put the engine in first and then brought these down into it and then backed it.
Maybe it would have been hard to get this bolt through here and the spacer in place, and you got 2 bolts back here. I think that's why this is like that.
We're gonna try it out. So yeah.
That's how that's like. That's why it's like that.
There we are. We got the engine in and it fits. Got all the proper studs in the right spot. We don't have nuts and lock washers on everything locking it all down, but got the special bolt up here, and then we got this plate. This plate fits right in there, and it didn't have to modify nothing at this rate, so it's really good. This was over tightened a little bit. We had to like fix it, make it more straighter. It was a little bit wonky and wavy and stuff. Yeah, otherwise this is a good deal. We can like take this all apart now and have the frame painted. Now this wasn't too horribly bad putting it in, but we're not really sure how tore up the frame is going to be when it gets all painted and we go to try this again later. So, but we're just going to be easier putting the engine in the frame next time, because this heavy cylinder won't be on there. We won't have the magneto installed. This will be all open probably at the time and all pretty looking, and then
Lighter.
yeah, it'll be a lot lighter. That's all I got to say. So anyway, so now we're going to work on tearing it apart and get this frame off to get painted. Well, no, we got to do some more, actually. We got to do some more fitting of some panels and stuff in the tank and stuff. We'll do that in the next video. But anyway, hope you enjoyed everything, and we'll see you again soon.